Good morning. So nice to have you join us today. We always hope that your day is off to a very good start. I tell you what, if you look at the forecast for the next several days, there's no way you can be in a bad mood because it seems to be nothing but beautiful weather and nice sunshine, unless maybe here'll be the cynicism. You're struggling with allergies. But if you are, Dr. Jes Dwyer is back on the show with us. She has Acu Chatt here in town. And would I be right to say that if we have all these dry periods, it's kind of bad in a way because nothing to wash away the pollens? Is that right?
Pretty much, yeah. You get a buildup that way. It's kind of either way, you're in a bad place, right? So if it's really wet, you get an increase in molds and then more pollen blooms right after, and then it builds up until we get more rain again. So you kind of can't win.
So the reason I'm talking though with Jes, here she is as an acupuncturist, about allergies is because she does a lot of work to relieve those allergies. You call it, is it SAT?
Yes, SAT acupuncture. So it stands for Solomon's Auricular Acupuncture Therapy. And essentially what it does is turns off the antibodies that are looking for specific allergens within your body. So instead of you having all these little police force in your body looking for bad guys that are going to make things a problem, you basically say, oh, that's not a bad guy anymore. You don't have to look for it.
Okay, I find myself talking about you quite a lot in just casual conversation because so many times people will think they've been trying for years, either allergy medications, over-the-counter things, and it's not working. You come in and within 3 weeks, people find relief.
Absolutely, yes. It is 3 weeks per allergen, so I will caution that. And unfortunately, Chattanooga is the allergy capital of the U.S. So we have a lot more than average. It takes us about 5 rounds of treatment to get all of the allergens, but each allergen we treat is only one time.
Okay, so the testing for it is different than conventional acupuncture. So when you come in to make an appointment with her, and you can do that online, make sure you note that that's the reason for the visit, right?
Yes, and more than likely if you're making an allergy appointment, we're gonna call you back and schedule so we get some extra information so we can be prepared when you come in for the visit. Once we have the testing, then we'll kind of plan that out from there.
Okay, so how does it work exactly? Do you come in if you already know kind of what you're allergic to? Do people tell you, or do you want to discover on your own?
It's kind of a combination of both. So a lot of people who are suffering from allergies pretty drastically will have already done allergy testing in a more conventional sense. So they'll give us that paperwork that shows, like, I was allergic to this set of trees, these types of pollens, that kind of thing. It gives us a starting point. But our testing is a lot more minute in detail. So we're not just looking at pine trees, we're looking at the 5 different types of pine trees and seeing which one specifically you're allergic to.
You did one here on the show with us one day, and it was for pet allergies, specifically cat. And I remember it was like a muscle test of sorts, and you were testing for 3 different types of cat allergy?
Yes, so I think it's actually 4 for cats.
Okay.
But we're looking at like cat urine, cat hair, we call it saliva as one, and sweat, which is really just the chemicals they produce, not actual sweat. But we're looking at which part of the cat they're allergic to so we can treat that. Because we can't just treat cat as a whole, it's a lot of little parts.
Does it ever happen that somebody is only allergic to 1 or 2 of those 4?
Yes.
Really? So that if they've been trying it in other methods, maybe that's why they weren't finding success?
Yeah, absolutely. It's also something, kind of talking about that with alpha-gal, which is what this protocol was originally developed for.
We've had somebody about that too with her before.
So other people kind of mimic what we do, right? They say they have the same SAT training that I do, but they don't do it in full. So when they go get alpha-gal somewhere else, they might treat alpha-gal beef and maybe pork. So at most 3 needles. But we've found in our clinic that if we only treat those things, we actually don't see an improvement in alpha-gal because there's so many other components that become an allergen. I like to consider alpha-gal more of a cascade allergen. So it's like clicking over the first domino, and then everything after it will also become an allergy. So when we test it, we don't only look at alpha-gal on the 2 common meats, but we look at other meats you might be exposed to. We look at dairies. We look at preservatives that are common in meats and cheeses. And we look at things like bone char, for example, which is in sugar but made from mammals as well.
So do people ever have an allergy to something and they don't know it?
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Because you're talking food. So like, might somebody be dealing with an inflammation in their body or struggling to lose weight or something like that?
Yeah, so not all allergies are hives. right? We see those when people are really like worried about having an allergic reaction and needing an EpiPen, but a lot of allergies present with different types of sensitivity. So like that chronic bloating they can't get rid of, the chronic overall inflammation, that kind of thing, their body can't process because there's so much allergen in it. Even though they're not having hives, their body's not able to function.
Okay, so in a situation like that where you don't know what your problem is, do you just make a regular appointment to see you and then in conversation maybe you'd switch it? to the allergy testing?
Sometimes it does go that way. People come in for like bloating, and I might say, oh, you have enough signs that it looks like it's probably a food allergy, and sometimes it's better to do traditional acupuncture. But most people, if they feel it's something that they have as an allergen, they're gonna know that ahead of time, and we'll just start there and kind of work our way through different possibilities.
Are you able to treat people of different ages?
Absolutely.
Kids
so
as well as adults?
The youngest I will do is a 4-year-old. I don't do that unless they're willing. So you have to have a kid who's willing to go through it. It is a little pinch in the ear for kids because they're a little more sensitive. Adults don't really feel as much. But if they're willing, I'll do it, and I'll do a couple at a time. And anything after that is totally fair game.
And by the way, we have a minute left. So as I show you how to get in touch with her, what she'll do after she tests you is she'll put these little tiny needles in your ear up here and cover it. And for 3 weeks, you just wear them.
Yep.
And then you can come back or on your own take them out.
Correct.
And you should
I do
feel
recommend
better.
people take them out on their own, and then I retest 24 hours after they've been removed.
Okay. Here's how you'll find her. Dr. Jes Dwyer at Acu Chatt. Her information there on your screen, acuchat.com. 423-708-5651 is the phone number. Thanks.
Cod-Right Tree Service provides no impact removal, trimming, and maintenance, which protects your property and landscaping. Fully licensed and insured.